Ah.
Because I decided I wanted something cleaner looking.
Yes, I see.
So, if I remember correctly last session, I will recap our part.
Oh, okay. Yes, you recap Team Haggy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I forgot about that part. Thank you for reminding me.
You're very welcome. I can sense the contempt pervading.
A little bit, just a little
Yeah,
bit.
just
I am
Mostly
sorry,
comedic,
Travis.
but only
I'm
mostly.
sorry.
yeah. It's entirely Lars's fault, so he should be sorry.
To be fair, if Hattie was a little more goth, she could be mistaken for a hag.
Oh, that'd be amazing! Halloween party, Haggy. It's just
There
Hattie
we go.
dressed as a hag.
I'll get on it one of these days. Anyway, so
Hattie dressed as a hag. It's literally just Hattie, but like wearing bones.
I mean, I'm
She
surprised she
probably
hasn't
already has
delved
some.
into that already. So yeah,
It's just like whatever her chaos of an outfit is, and just put bones on it.
there's just more black.
Oh, I found these bones.
Black
in the wine.
drapes
Yeah.
and some
Looked cool.
bones.
Yeah.
She
We
is
can
a
make that
fashion
outfit
disaster
right
already.
now, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So Team Haggy decided to go hunting. It was a lot of slow RP as we went, but interesting, just little personal tidbits. And we ended up running into a large white stag. We were thinking that we would just take it down. It's one more hunt, one more kill.
You missed my most favourite character.
Yes, you missed the badger.
Oh,
The murderous badger that wanted to get his nails done.
I'm going from my perspective. We had nothing. I
You
knew
did.
very little
You
about the badger.
interacted with the badger. You told him about the pumice stones and the rocks.
Yes.
Not me.
No,
But,
yeah.
Yeah,
Lars-
that's true. Yeah,
you
yeah. Go
did it
on.
through me.
Go on, Travis.
So yes, I'm sorry, I forgot about the interesting, very murderous badger who ended up enjoying killing and, if I remember correctly, eating people or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We
it
don't question things. It's not safe.
was a
We
fever
don't
dream of an experience.
We
But
of all people cannot question this badger.
correct. But Dimblum had cast Speak with Animals, used it to had a conversation with this badger to potentially help navigate the area a little bit, which it did in the general sense. Following the badger's direction, along with giving him some nail pointers. Those came from Hattie,
No nail grinders.
who is used to claws and their maintenance thereof. Maybe not great at scaling down to a badger size, but we'll see what happens. We probably won't, but we'll see what happens.
Yes. So
we-
you decided you taught badgers how to use tools, which you claim couldn't possibly go badly.
Can't go wrong. Nope.
Nothing can go wrong there. Sorry.
So we ended up following the badger's instructions and kind of basically continued along the route that we were going initially, but with a little more confidence now. We found a large white stag. Before realizing that it was some sort of harbinger, some sort of deity itself, we ended up attempting to take it, but did not. Wait, we did.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
You didn't.
I murdered the stag for you since you
Yeah.
didn't successfully complete the hunt.
Yeah, Hattie is understandably bad at hunting as a human.
She was trying to
She
hunt
has
with a sword
skills.
and shield, so
She has skills in other ways. This is not one of them. But she was trying, and Dimblum ended up picking up the slack, taking down this elk about the exact same time that she realized that it was a harbinger of sorts. So she quickly revived it, and hoping to atone for whatever had happened, and just kind of let it
It's
on
the
its way.
worst way of hunting is to
Correct.
revive your prey. I'm
Much to the
just saying.
confusion and chagrin of Dimblum. We made our way back, not entirely empty-handed, but unfortunately collecting a couple of frozen corpses along the way of previous Dimblum accidental hunts.
indeed you did, which is where I shall pause you.
And
Team
just
entitled rich bitch.
Team Girl Squad.
Yeah, or
So
mean girls. I
right?
think entitled rich bitch is what I called it last time.
Girl, yeah. Romanard tricks were sort of started thinking of like, okay, let's make camp. Went about in circles for a while until they both went, hold on, we are extremely powerful magical beings. Perhaps we should just use magic. And Romanard just cast Mighty Fortress, and they have in the time that casting happened, Trixon and Romanar spitballed and brainstormed essentially the most lavish and stupid apple ever
Entitled rich kid problems.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No entitled rich
So-
bitch problems.
So like Dave is because he's unsleeping and resting. He's got his own guard post outside. There's a moat for no other
There
reason
was a moat.
than there was a moat
Anymore.
for no other reason than Trix said, "I want sharks in the moat," and Romanar is like, "If you want sharks in the moat, I can't conjure sharks, but I can conjure a moat. You have to get the shark." Trix was like, "No problem, I'll get a shark." Romanar makes a moat. Trix then, instead of getting a shark, opens a portal to the plane of elemental eternal fire, and instead just pours lava into the moat that Romanar has lovingly created in this land of nothing but ice. So
Well,
no,
she changed her mind midway through and
She
decided she wanted lava imps instead.
she wanted either lava worms or lava fish, neither which she got. She instead just made a moat that is icy water on one side, a wall of igneous rock, and lava on the other side. That's all she's
Well,
done.
it's a beautiful obsidian lava fall.
And defies
lava
the
slash
entire point
waterfall.
of having a drawbridge and a moat.
Yeah. So now there's just a drawbridge going over the moat, but the problem is there is just igneous rock connecting either end of the moat.
It's a weird, it's a weird design thing. Okay, we're
that what you're
after all
calling
in
it?
what 1195 AD, so it's just it's trending.
And without essentially making this recap, just entirely recapping all of the dumb shit that Romanar and Trix put into it, here's a few key points. Trix and Romanar have each their own room, which are extremely lavish and very royal because that's just the only thing they do. Romanar and Trix, neither of which know what Dimblin wants in a room, so they've just made it whatever. Trix wanted it pink, I believe.
It's very pink.
And
It is very pink.
and
It is
they both
excessively
kind of-
pink.
Yeah.
And they both kind of concluded that the dragon kind of wanted like a princess in the castle kind of situation, so they just made one obscenely tall tower,
Yeah.
which has a latch on the top that Hattie can get into and out of as a dragon. And then for some reason there's also a herb garden, even though this whole place is only going to stand for a week before crumbling. So there's a herb garden that Trix used, and in the herb garden, it's also worth noting that, for the sake of brevity, Romanar has been completely caught up with the puzzle box of Trix via dialogue.
Yeah, the whole to date, the whole point of Puzzle Box of Tricks has been recapped to a Romanar, which means that Alden needs to know what it is, but he doesn't. So
Yeah, so at times, Ina, you could just kind of tell
Oh.
me what a Romanar would know.
no, I think we should make him watch
Yes.
it.
No, like for to make it easier, I could like state like this is something a Romano would know of.
You forgot about your
Sounds
obscene amount of servants with stick arms.
Oh yeah. So the castle itself comes with unseen servants. So I think there's 50 unseen servants in the castle in its creation. But because that isn't enough, and because Mighty Fortress isn't concentration, Romanar also decided to cast Tiny Servant at level 6, I believe, which means I get to conjure 10 more servants that are, I think it was 6 of them were pebbles and 4 of them were logs.
Yes.
Only for the sake of the logs are tall enough to serve as at a table.
That's exactly the reasoning you gave, yeah. Oh, we did question why we didn't use the corpses, but you all decided that would be a little bit creepy.
It would be a little bit weird because the corpses would still be floppy
But have
and
stick
not
arms,
be using their own limbs. They would just grow more limbs.
which is macabre
I
but beautiful
don't
at the same
see.
time.
I
Oh,
don't
yes.
see the issue here.
This is
Hattie might
that's
use
worthy of
Destroy Undead on
40k.
them.
The thing is, Hattie could use Destroy Undead. It wouldn't do shit.
I'm sorry, but an animated corpse probably technically undead.
I'm not
Well,
sure
literally
it is.
Romanar is
I'm not
a
sure
necromancer.
I'm not sure where the line sits on that.
Yeah.
If you animate a corpse through unseen servant,
Tiny
if
servants.
it's actually an animated dead corpse or it's just a body being used. It's like possession.
I don't believe it is undead. I believe it is much like Speak with Dead, in that it's just a body with something puppeting it.
Yeah. It's like possession.
That's not a great argument against it being undead.
No,
but
it's
I
really
see
not.
what you
It's not a
mean.
good argument for it either. Let's be
It's
perfectly
so
honest.
close.
I know, and it's so weird because we're talking in terms of we are D&D nerds, so the way I'm explaining it, it makes perfect sense to me that no, of course that's not undead. But saying a body puppeteered by something is the definition of undead.
Yeah,
No.
no.
This is done through magic.
It's
not
ventriloquism.
And necromancy isn't magic.
No,
Necromancy can't be magic.
Of course
No.
not. You just count spells and do rituals and have
Casting-
components.
casting Tiny Serpent on a limp body is ventriloquism, not necromancy.
Yes.
No. Ventriloquism implies they can speak, and
I
we're not.
agree.
I don't want that hell in my life.
I agree to that statement, Aaron.
I don't, because
Oh,
I don't want the
worse.
hell of ventriloquistly talking friggin' corpses.
My next
Roaming the
character
world.
will take this concept to heart.
So next time I play as a player, I'm playing my fucking ventriloquist bard. I don't care. I've got to find the puppet. He's in a box somewhere. Labeled "Do Not Open."
Oh no.
I don't know exactly where he is. He's somewhere in the house. Probably under a floorboard. Because he became very creepy when he sat in a chair staring at me.
What do I want?
I mean, I put him there, but I'm going to horrify Aina by drinking beer from a bottle.
Oh my.
Well,
Oh
I have
my.
learned with Alex, beer from the bottle is fine if it's glass.
Yeah.
Beer from the bottle is
Yeah.
fine. However, certain beers are enjoyed better in.
Do you disapprove?
No,
Yeah.
that's perfectly. A refreshing lager or pilsner is better from the bottle.
Yeah.
Like a Corona, like a
It's a
Desperado,
it, has,
like
it has tequila in it, so that's
No,
my
but-
justification.
yeah,
No,
no,
like, I-
Corona, Desperado, any sort of pilsner. If you're just cracking a bottle open and drinking it, that's just fine because it's just summer. It's like drinking Coke out of a
Got
glass
that
bottle.
and Ghost
It's
Ship.
just lovely and refreshing. But if you're like drinking a porter or a sour ale,
Oh, that's
or
just
a-
weird.
yeah, you've got to have that in the appropriate.
All of them come in cans for me, so there's no way in hell I'll be doing
Yeah, no, fair enough, exactly.
them. I'm not
Yeah,
letting
because
metal
that is
touch
what
me.
horrifies you, Alex, with me, is that I keep drinking beer from...
Stop showing me!
Beer out of can is actually awful.
No, but like, I can see where you're coming from, because like, take Robin's beer. He drinks dolls like the trønder he is. But I don't particularly like dolls as much.
Oh
but
yeah,
I
so you
do
drink
like,
Coke,
but
which
I,
is
but I,
so much fucking better.
no, but like, what I'm coming to a point here with is dolls from tap, or like a keg.
Yeah,
Or,
Or
It's called
or
tap.
the glass version or the glass bottle of
Yeah.
the same pills is all it. I love those too. That's a good tasting beer, but I don't like it when it's like in a can.
Just so
Because the can does give like it does it. It's not supposed to give it flavor, but I do think it gives a metallic flavor to the beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
hold the can up so Travis can read the logo because I do find it hilarious that os spells ass and that's what it tastes like.
No.
Well, I
Oh,
disagree.
Wait,
God.
no,
Ass doesn't always taste
No.
awful.
no. This is actually,
You're right.
but I only like the tap
Faten.
beer. Faten, yeah. I only like this. I don't like the pilsner version of it because that tastes horrendous. But this one is actually good.
I know. I'm going to try and bring you a can of Brewdog Oktoberfest if I can get it through.
Oh god, Brewdog October.
Oh yeah.
Because you've not had.
before
Because you've
that.
not had any. I've got a case.
No, yeah, and you can bring alcohol to
Yeah, I know I
Norway
can.
up to like a certain point,
1
but like
litre.
it's probably but like it's probably gonna be like that one thing and nothing else.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I need to bring a glass with me.
Yeah, it should be said you cannot bring alcohol to Norway that is higher than 60% alcohol content.
You can't bring alcohol into England that's 60% higher.
Yeah. In
Oh,
Australia
because
and New
it was.
Zealand, they have an alcohol that is 80%.
Yeah, I know. I've had
They
alcohol
have
that's
that
like
in
90.
Denmark.
Yeah, I think that's legal in
Don't
Denmark.
need
yeah.
to go that far for 80%.
No, it was just because our
I know. We're
neighbour-
going to Denmark.
It was just because our neighbor Mark had that
You
fucking drink
respond that way.
from New Zealand and was like, "Oh, you should have a glass of this," because my dad was moving back to Norway. You should bring a flask of this. my dad's like, if I bring a flask of this, I'm being arrested at the airport.
For terrorism,
Yeah.
because it's so flammable.
Yeah, I'm essentially being arrested for bringing a bottle of bringing a Molotov cocktail on board.
Basically, yeah, you put a friggin' fuse in that, instant Molotov.
But
That
no,
is
actually, Alex,
essentially
I have
ethanol.
solved our glass issue by getting some from work.
I'm
Because
confused now.
she's getting rid of shit. And I have gotten these individual shits from time to time. And I have solved all our glass issues. Or
So we
not that it's an issue,
We have crystal.
but I now... Yes, I have.
I'm now so happy. Not that I'm a snob.
I would not have taken them if it weren't for the fact that you're coming here.
Me and Ina have had a discussion. I can actually taste the difference between glass and crystal, and it changes the way I taste things. And it's legitimately true. No, it is. That's why I get so angry when I buy new crystal and it says lead free. I want the glass to kill me. I want the pain of it.
You should buy uranium crystal glass.
I really should. It looks
Actually,
amazing.
uranium glass is super cool.
It's really cool, and
It's
it's
really
luminous
cool.
too.
Hey,
Slightly, depending on
sir,
how.
this red wine is so much better now. Is that
Yeah.
the point here?
Yeah, that is the point. It's the
Ah.
crystal. You
actually-
took the piss out of me, but now you will understand what I mean.
Uranium glass is actually, if I'm not mistaken, I've read this from some guy who like collects them. It's actually like they're stable. They're not actually that bad.
It is
You
stable.
can-
The isotopes
so long as
only
you
show
don't
up under a
fucking
black
fill
light.
a room with them,
Yeah.
you're not really in danger of anything.
Yeah, no, it's so low level. Even most things do more than that. Some fruit has more radiation than uranium glass.
Yeah. I think he actually did a test where he was like he had a not one single banana but a
A bunch.
Bunch.
a bunch of bananas,
Bunch.
and I like how it is actually literally a bunch of bananas.
Yeah,
A bunch
it
of bananas.
translates
and-
as bunch. Even I know that translates as bunch.
Yeah, he had a Geiger counter, and he was like a bunch of bananas and one single like crystal glass, uranium glass, fucking glass, and the bunch of bananas was more radioactive. One banana wasn't more radioactive, but a bunch of bananas, which you usually often keep in a fruit bowl in your house, was
Yeah.
more radioactive than essentially an entire ward closet full of
They're-
fucking uranium glass.
But yes, we're playing
They're both
D&D.
such a low level that it won't.
Yes.
take
Completely
away.
decide
We
right
are.
now. Lars, phone down.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think
I
Lars should
tried to get your
blame you.
attention.
Sorry,
10
I know
minutes
you did.
ago.
If you do that when we're in the cabin, I will literally throw something at you.
Well, I'll throw something back.
I throw harder, bitch.
No
Nah.
throwing in the cabin. It's not even mine. So keep it
Okay,
quiet. No
well, we-
fighting.
I was
Go
gonna
outside the
I was gonna
cabin.
throw Alden. I was
Don't
ho-
throw Aiden at Lars.
I was hoping
Please.
his flailing would act as a weapon.
Please don't throw anyone.
Sorry, Alden. Out of all of us, you're the
Okay.
lightest.
I mean, if
that is
you're going to throw Auden, then I'll need to pick up Aina and use her as a weapon.
That could be entertaining, although very
So-
injuring.
If I remember correctly, when Team Haggy got back to the very wasn't there before castle.
Yeah, the very
the
instant
very-
castle in the
very
middle of
Very
nowhere.
suspicious.
A suspicious and suspiciously highly purple castle, which kind of indicates to you who did it.
Yeah, we were both
A Romanar.
fairly suspicious of who did
With,
it.
with some weird twerks, like
We-
sudden lava. And
I'm
shit.
surprised that Ina doesn't have PTSD about purple from V. She's fine with a Romanar, but she hates V. I'm surprised there's no PTSD related to the colour purple.
Yeah, but I think she relates purple more to a Romanon than she does
We're
to me.
back
That's
at
fair.
Fafeg.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Hattie, I remember, crawled up or flew up the outside tower.
Yes, she did
and
indeed.
Cracked the window open so she could get some nice, delicious snow. And
Oh, I have a
collapsed
point of
into a long
question there.
rest.
What are Fave's precise orders?
Guard the castle from those that wish us harm.
Okay. Sorry,
So-
Travis. I wanted to know if Fave was going to take a swing at you.
That's fair.
Dave has an intelligence of 14, so he is actually he's quite reasonably intelligent. to the point where he can probably identify real or not real threats.
Capable of more thought than a lot of people in this campaign.
Yeah.
Wait, does this mean that
That
my
wasn't a diss
hand...
against us. That was just meaning the average D&D person being 10.
Yeah.
Mm.
I know. Does this
Does
mean
this
that-
mean that my living hand does not recognize other than me? So my
No.
hand can suddenly start bitch slapping other party
No,
members?
no, because your
It-
hand
it-
shares your intelligence. It's the whole
Okay.
point. It's an extension
Okay.
of your will. It was once part of you.
Oh yeah, no,
you
because I'm
control that hand as effortlessly as literally swinging your real connected hand
Okay.
around.
Although it's a wonderful excuse. I'm sorry, it's not connected. Slap, slap.
not like
It's not
no,
me.
like I
not my
imagine
fault.
Trix can like puppeteer it. I have
Yeah.
always imagined that, and when she puppeteers it and has like taken control of it, it's fine. It follows Trix's whims, but it's like she has to release it at some point.
I think
And,
I think it's like a tail
It's-
in that so long as you're not thinking about it, you're not aware of what you're doing with it. So like a cat walking around will like swing its tail around. It's not
okay,
thinking
so
about it,
it's
happening.
it's just moving about on her shoulder then.
Yeah, no,
It's
right.
not
Yeah.
like wandering off
We've
by
kind of
itself.
decided it's just
Idle.
sitting there
Like-
almost, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
breathing. It's just like a thought that just goes to the back of your head. You're not even conscious you're doing it.
It's like Thing from the Addams Family. It does things, but it does
Yeah,
nothing
no,
terrible.
I have drawn comparison to Thing. Her hand is basically Thing. I need
Yeah.
to name my hand. I can't keep calling it my hand.
I like how you want to call it something, but it is still an extension of you.
It's still part of
Yeah,
it. But yes,
like-
Hattie arrives and she goes up to her tower, nuzzles down in some snow.
Yep. Nestles down into some snow, takes a long night's rest. So, how does everybody else fall asleep for the night?
I mean, Dimblum is the next in line, I think, for this one because the entitled Rich Bitch is already there.
Yeah, Dimlim has knelt before the Queen of Cosmos. And yes, being all knightly and knight
Oh,
in
now I
shining
get
armor
it. Chivalry.
and chivalry, and told her she did a great job with the castle, and now he's going to his extremely pink room.
Yeah.
As-
What
As
is
you leave for
Dimblum's
your
response
room-
to
yeah,
the
as you
incredibly
leave
pink
for
room?
your room, and Romanov's gonna be like, "By the way, I left Trix in charge of your room."
Trix is the decorator. What is
Hmm.
Dimblum's legitimate response to the entirely pink unicorn room?
I mean, I think Dimlim would walk in, look around.
Double check if he went the wrong way or not.
Yeah.
Interesting design choice.
Leaves the room, checks the door. It says Dimblum. He's like, "Shit, this is."
It's like a cross between a 4-year-old child and Barbara Carton. It's like pink leather and velour everywhere.
Yeah, I imagine his bed being like draped with like
Yeah, like a canopy in
like-
pink.
I was thinking- I was
yeah,
thinking
canopy thing, and it's a big like fluffy bed with like lots of pillows, a cozy comforter.
And pink
and
fur,
it's
which
all
belongs to
pink.
no animal in existence.
Yeah.
I was thinking like,
Yeah,
as,
it's just fake pink furs everywhere.
I was like as tacky as like a Las Vegas fucking presidential couple suite.
Yes,
With
that's
like,
it. Utterly.
Well, I will lay down in my bed and
be incredibly
use
comfortable.
minor illusion around me
Remove
in
the
order
perfect
to
pink.
make it so I'm in a confined space.
I was gonna
And-
say, yeah, you're just gonna make yourself into a 5x5 cube that looks like a decent room.
Yes.
It just closes the curtains on the 4-poster and minor
Just-
illusions it.
Yeah, no, that's better.
There's just fire and brimstone, black curtains, the sound of screaming demons. It's how Dimblum feels that safe.
Oh, yeah. And Dimlim's white noise machine.
Yeah,
is
it's just-
9 hells.
Yeah, and demons screaming.
Running for their
Dimlim is using his sending stone, just tune into the 9 hells and the screens from there. So he's like laying and listening to the proper screens from 9 hells.
on
And-
on the
and-
bed
yeah.
on the bedside is a fucking air humidifier from like Amazon, but instead of just like blowing like human air, it's just like fire.
And brimstone smelling, and there's a distinct scent of sulfur.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like an
Comfort.
incense on him that smells like sulfur.
Yeah. all of you will smell like the weird smell of the 9 hells pervading from this pink
Yeah, I was gonna say
room.
like everyone walks into Dimblum's room, they open it, it's just like paper mache unicorns all over the room, but they just see the fucking canopy bed, and inside he's like,
Sense of screams.
And just a snoring Dimblum. Just...
Well, we've just made Dimblum into a sadist.
Dimblum is like Doomslayer. Dimblum is like Doomslayer. We've established it. That like
Yeah.
his hobby was just killing demons, and now that's the only comfort he has is just thinking of the murder of demons.
I mean, I have all the thing that comforts.
I mean, he's got lots of other things that comfort him, considering his friend died to the demons, supposedly. So, maybe not. Maybe it's just a kind of... Maybe it's denial and he's trying to accept the post-traumatic stress.
I mean, I am a licensed psychiatrist.
Yeah, but most people go... I've spoken to psychiatrists. Most people study psychiatry because they are so fucked up themselves they want to understand it.
Yes.
I have had 6 psychiatrists tell me that.
Yeah, no, that checks out.
Generally after I've told them what's wrong with me and they shut up.
I mean, if I were to take a new career path, I would go that route, so yes.
I mean, I utterly would too. Maybe I should retrain as a psychiatrist. I'd make an amazing psychiatrist, apart from the ASD.
I'd make an amazing psychiatrist aside from the
Lack of
masking.
lack of human emotion and masking and the bipolar disorder.
There is a lot of people though who would prefer the psychiatrist to show no emotion as well.
Yeah, there are. You just sit there. I'm listening. I'm really not.
I want all the emotions from my psychiatrist.
As you're drawing dicks in your...
Yeah.
I think
No,
we're
it'll be
names.
me as I'm planning a D&D session in the middle of a psychiatry session. So, how do you feel about elves? Oh no, sorry, your ex-wife.
All of a
It's
sudden in the
ex-wife and
middle-
elf.
You nod knowingly as you write Undead Badger.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, in the middle of a D&D session, we hear about the dead wives of people.
Yeah, I just start using my patient's trauma as inspiration.
We're fapping again.
Yeah.
Yes,
We are
yeah.
and we aren't
Well-
because that's totally what Dimblum would do as the
Yes.
wall.
I am in my confined comfort zone of the 9 hells.
Yeah. I love the fact that we've set that as the scene, though. That's how Dimblum relaxes. Screaming in infernal horror. Dear
And
God.
I'm also, just for extra comfort, just demon blazing.
Just for the fire effect.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Right, who do we go for first? Entitled Rich Bitch 1 or Entitled Rich Bitch 2? Entitled Rich Bitch 1. I know.
Oh, yes.
No,
Well-
it'll be Alden because he's the senior.
Yeah.
Oh.
Romanar is about 50 years older than you, so yeah.
It's the fact it's only 50 and you're an elf is just depressing.
Yeah.
Young
I mean, her room is like, it's essentially a study. It's essentially more an office than a room, because she's a fucking nerd.
It's like you're surrounded by books and there's one tiny bed.
Yeah, it's just like it's just like books, and it's a bed big enough for her and basic. It's just soft and good enough to lie down on and sleep.
With a
The rest
body
is-
pillow that looks like her fiance.
Yes, with a body pillow that looks like Sylvia. And the rest of the room is just books and enchanting tables and things like that.
I just realized a Romanar is literally just Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah, I'm avoiding this one because I'm terrified of the response. Aina, what's your room like and how do you relax?
Well, Trix has occupied the
Also the 9
basement.
hells.
Of course she's in the basement. Yeah, no, it's just Sigil. That's it. Every time she wants to relax, she just portals to Sigil.
No, I was actually going to say though that I do think she would want to portal out at some point. But that's mostly because she hasn't been sneaking away from the party since like before we even gone to Masro. So
You mean like you've been doing
She
for
would've-
most of the campaign in some way or another?
yeah, but like she has been to some extent been run off and check up on her establishments, which is probably what she will do. She will suspiciously retire early to her basement, and you will hear no noises whatsoever because she's portal off to her orphanage and just checking
Well,
up
actually,
on
a Romanar will hear noise because a Romanar is innately attuned to magic. So she'll just hear a low-level hum.
Yeah, the Roman
You
are
just
like,
hear
Disturbance in the fall.
Yeah, she says
annoyingly
disturbance in the
hum.
weave, exactly.
Yeah, like an annoyingly hum in the background, which is like disturbingly disturbing her enough that she's not being.
and it's
able to
probably like
meditate
to
properly.
Romanar, it's like a little bit off tune because it comes from the shadow weave, not the actual weave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like annoying.
question.
Yes, Lars.
It's
Since
like
we're
it's just about not harmonious with the rest of the weave that she feels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lars, what's your question?
Since I'm basically disrupting the fortress a little with my minor illusion, is this something a Romanar is picking up on?
Oh,
Is
a
she
Romanar would be
having
entirely aware of this, yes.
Yeah.
second degree
A Romanar literally
PTSD.
comes from the home of illusion magic, so she is very aware of every illusion being cast in her
Every
castle.
now and then when she starts to fall off to sleep, she hears a hideous scream.
The scream and the smell of sulfur.
So for a second, she gets up and she gets to like one of her work tables.
She
and
checks for
slightly
fires.
She slightly modifies the Mighty Fortress spell to include better insulation around Dimblem's room.
Fireproofing.
Noise cancelling.
Yeah, the Dimblem's room is just completely noise cancelling. It's in a zone of silence.
But yes, I know. So you're gonna portal out and do some admin in the middle.
Yeah, she's gonna portal out, check up on the orphanage, tell them that she will be coming back soon, like
Tell
yada
them
yada.
that they need to do a better
Do some
job.
administrative work in the orphanage. She will also go to Poti and Saru, do the administrative thing there with oh fuck, I forgot her name now. I do have the name in whatnot. But yeah.
You mean the person who runs your business in Port Naizaru? You forgot.
Well, I brought her
The
with
girl,
me,
yeah,
so
exactly. The girl you brought with you and raised as from an orphan child. You have forgotten her name.
Yeah, she's
Well,
like
To be
she's
fair,
like my main
Trix has
child.
probably not forgotten, but Aina has.
I mean,
Yeah, Trix is probably not forgotten. I forgot because I haven't had to deal with her since the beginning of Jolt.
Nebram is dead. I killed him.
Salida is also dead.
Yeah,
Children.
from syphilis.
Rihanna.
Rihanna?
Rihanna.
Check up on her and Poti and Saru. Make sure that she's still.
Are you also checking up on Zenithar and Escher, or are you just leaving them to it?
Oh, she would go down to say hello.
Yeah, because there are currently 2 liches. There are now 3 liches in Jolt.
Yes.
That's a problem.
Does she have more estates? Is she still in possession of the tavern?
Yes.
Waterdeep?
Yes, she is. Trollskull Manor, yes she is.
Game one.
No,
in the
no, you are not.
Am I not?
Because you are in a alternate timeline. The Collector is in control.
But wouldn't she have heard about the Collector?
You have heard about the Collector. You have been told, and you're pissed about.
She would, in between, like from the orphanage and Poti and Saru, try to collect more information about that part. But like now, it's becoming such a big thing, so she would probably go back and spend the rest of her time like chilling in a lounge.
Oh, so Trix does actually relax for like 2 hours a day, is what you're saying?
Yeah, like 2 hours a day. Yeah, she relaxes, like not meditating, like she's like sorting her jacket, making sure. Oh,
we lost Lars. Lars?
I am back.
hello.
I think I'm back.
You
Welcome
are back.
back.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
What
I
happened?
don't know what happened.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. Discord just
We-
decided to say no.
Oh yeah, it does that often.
It
Let's
does
be
that.
honest. More frequently lately, I think.
Hmm.
I believe Discord is degrading and will be replaced soon.
It
How
was bought by
can you
Microsoft a couple of years ago, so this doesn't surprise me that they're killing it.
No, we'll be
Actually,
back.
how's
We'll be
that?
going back to Skype.
No. Oh no, we can use whatever we used last time.
But
Last
What?
Teams?
Google Meets.
Empire.
Google Meets.
Yeah, Google Meet.
No, because then I'll have to
You
buy
have
Google
work.
Meets Premium.
Google Meet was
We-
very efficient.
It was
We
actually not
could
bad.
just work through Roll20 because they have the voice chat thing in there.
We too, but if that does happen, I will just swap to Teams, and we can just use
Fair.
Teams. Because very effective. I know it's Microsoft, but Microsoft built it, so they like it more. General rule.
But yeah, the last 2 hours of her rest will go to sorting out her jacket, making sure everything is where it is, and that all of the contents of the jacket is still in her jacket.
Is everyone else fine with, if we're in an establishment, Aina using part of her rest to do admin? If we take it as a long rest? Yeah.
Refuse.
I know. Don't you have that invocation that means you don't have to sleep anyway?
Yes, she does.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So
I'm just making sure no one
She-
else has
she,
an
like-
issue with it.
nah,
don't know
I'm
if you would.
collapsed in the snow.
because-
I don't care.
Apart from
because,
Lars, who's currently
I-
angry with her.
Yeah, but like a part of the reason I chose this feed was because like, because elves does still have to meditate, but Trix just flat out doesn't need to sleep. So that means
Yeah.
she still rests like in between, like she's sitting down and shit, but like administrating and signing papers is not like heavy lifting and spellcasting anyway.
So, for the first time in a long time, you actually have a restful, peaceful night. In your respective ways.
Restful. Peaceful.
Yeah, the screaming of the nine hells, admin, snowy beds, and getting up every 2 hours to check there's nothing on fire.
She's meditating anyway, so she doesn't really need the sleep.
No. I cannot grant you XP, I'm afraid.
No.
However, I can grant you something else.
Oh my, is it a boon?
I will, as a collective group, allow you to make this decision. You may either bank 1 spirit point for when you receive your ancestral items, or you may receive an inspiration card. Or fortune card, sorry.
I mean, I haven't used the last fortune card.
They stack.
I
They do
still
stack.
have not. They do stack.
Yeah.
So I can turn something into a bear and then possibly
Something
do
else.
something more.
Yes.
I believe I
Hmm.
shall take a fortune card.
Alden's
I
vote
want
is
the
for fortune.
chaos of a fortune card.
2 fortune card votes.
I think I'll bank a point.
Okay. Aina.
I will also bank a point.
So Travis and Aina.
Sash, Immortal Wanderings is starting. Oh my!
Yeah, I'm so
Oh, yeah,
Thank
actually,
you
it's
for
set
the
for-
reminder.
I'm so sorry about that. I have no idea what actually happened. Then, if you would like to have a inspiration card, which I believe is just Lars and Alden, can you
Yes.
please roll a D100 as is appropriate?
The 100.
I shall roll the D100 of destiny.
That's a 93. I swear, if I get another bear, I...
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't this dangerously close to your
It-
last roll?
I think it is pretty
It was
close.
a 31.
So that would be 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. You're okay.
Okay, good.
I mean, you're not going to be
Is
happy.
the world
though.
okay?
You're not going to be happy.
Oh.
What was yours? 30 what, Alden?
31.
Okay.
Well, it's not useless, lads, but
Audit
will
is
you
actually
remember to
very
ever be-
useful. Especially for a Romanar.
Whenever you cast Meteor Swarm, you get 2 Meteor Swarms.
No, it's actually better.
Hmm. Hmm.
But Aina and Travis, you have both banked a spirit point.
I already have enough going on with 900 cleric spells that I didn't want to deal with one extra thing to keep track of.
Which is perfectly fair, and I respect that one. That's why I gave you the choice.
There we go. I think I have tweaked my spell list appropriately.
Yeah, we are
I
indeed on
already
long rest, so you, if you need to change anything, do it.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last half an hour.
I am
while describing
attuning
rooms.
to my new sword.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look through my spells and see if I want to change something.
Maybe a little less fire.
I mean, I can
Oh,
cover some of the fire parts.
It sounds like I've offended Alden by the face. How dare you tell me to have less fire?
Less fire? Are you
How
joking me?
Hey, you take
Oh.
away 90% of her personality.
I mean, it's true, yes.
Alex,
Yes.
you know what Trix would have come across on her away adventure.
Which bit? And so
Her
many, there's so
current- her-
many things in my head for
current
tricks.
gold status.
I'm aware. I am going to ask you, can you find the
I'm
last
not
time I told
saying
you?
I need it now.
No, but
I'm
can you
not
tell
saying
me
I
the
need
last?
it
Can
now,
you
but-
send me the total of the last time I told you and the date? At some point.
Yes, I can try.
Because I can calculate it from then.
Yes, I think I have written it in OneNote somewhere.
I like that it's raining outside and it's still so warm that I'm just
When-
sweating
yeah.
by sitting.
It was raining here and it was 27 degrees.
Yes. And I know that's not warm enough for you, Travis, but
It's warm
What is
enough.
it?
27
I wasn't-
degrees.
I know. Is the last time
okay.
I
I think
calculated it
70
2021?
something Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's about 70.
I think so, yeah, because I haven't saved it anywhere.
Oh, it's 80.
Wait,
80.
no,
degrees.
I
Okay,
have it.
yeah,
I
that's
have the sum with
pretty
me now.
comfy.
Right, I know. I will send you the number that I have. You tell me if it's the number you have in
Yeah.
your OneNote for me.
I did. I hadn't written it in OneNote. I wrote it in the email.
So
That's the number I have.
I have something I would like to do.
Well,
before
I have
come
written
down to
this
visit
number
everyone.
now.
What's that,
I'll
Travis?
wait until this concludes. Oh, I'll wait until this concludes.
No, it's fine. Carry on. I'm just calculating something in the background.
Okay. So one of the things that I redid with my spells, I took the spell Legend.
Oh yeah.
So I've been
That's
sitting on this
wild.
for probably 6 months now, trying to figure this thing out and make it work into the campaign somewhere. I managed to make an extra spell slot work, so I'm going to use it.
I believe you were
got-
going to use it on like a Romana to help her figure out what happened to her parents, but then we figured out what happened to her parents
you
anyway.
did use it
No.
on Dimblem at a point.
I had two things I was going to use it on. Dimblem, which I already did, which we got a lot of his
Mhm.
backstory initially that way, just from the mechanical standpoint. Not necessarily every intent, which we slowly discovered more of over time, but just that how he was made and where he was made. So what I'm going to do this time actually is I'm going to, before I go down, I think, to anybody else, I'm going to spend a little bit of time in my room after I've prepared my spells, taking out the ball of doom, the doomsday device that a Romanar had given me to hold.
Shit.
And I'm gonna spend some time not really doing anything other than setting it and studying it from an arcane standpoint, casting legend lore before I even come down to anybody else. So if you need time to prepare that, that's totally fine, but that is my intent.
Oh no, I can absolutely tell you. See, Legend Lord for that is a complicated thing. Let me quickly reread the exact intricacies of the spell.
Yep, I put it out there.
Oh shit. You could potentially figure that out.
Can I just state the fact that building Metro took a huge chunk of Trix's gold stash.
Not enough.
No,
Now you-
she's still filthy rich. But I had some, and the new sum, which is after Metro building, it is like she skipped off like 3/4 of her fortune.
You are filthy rich and basically
But-
own a kingdom now.
Yeah, but like that is what I'm saying. Like she's still like so rich that she's
I
never
know.
gonna have an issue.
How much? Can you send me how much you thought Mesro cost you?
I did. Wait, how much I thought Metro cost me?
Yes. And I will,
Okay,
and I will tell you
um,
exactly how much Mesro cost you because I have the exact numbers.
Yeah, I think her gold statue took a huge chunk there.
No, it didn't.
Hold on, let me do math here.
I'm in a weird position now. How do I phrase this the proper way? It's a great thing to do, Travis. I just need to phrase it the right way.
Totally fine. I understand that this was like... This is why last time I tried to give you like a month warning before I cast Legend Lore.
I
But,
know. It's
The
fine.
original intent was on this.
No, I have it all in my head. It's what I actually give you that's the difference.
Yeah. A brief summary of the significant lore, so however you interpret that is what the spell says.
I know, but it also says you have access to things, secrets which are not widely known.
Yeah, it would be basically what the
The people
artifact
that did
itself
it did it.
and the people know. Yeah, it not necessarily known information. It's what
I
actually
know.
happened.
That's the point of slight
The point of
friction.
conflict.
Yes. So I am allowed to give you to you in a strange way, though. So I will happily do that. Please excuse the fact it may not be perfectly crafted because it's literally coming out of my head as I say it. Crafted on a throne of Arcanium, a creature born of stone and soul. Forged from magic and balance, forevermore a secret to hold. Guarding treasures and knowledge untold. Within its tomb, the people rest as gold. Beneath the city of splendor, to be returned to the heavens once more, lies the keepers of the secret, which shall be held forevermore. Please don't ask me to repeat that.
It's on-
I,
it's
I
on the
didn't
recording,
hear.
correct?
Can you repeat it, please?
It's on the recording, yes.
Okay, I got all but the last two lines written down as I was going, and then my brain went, nope, too far in,
Beneath
too
the
far
tomb, it's-
back.
Too fancy.
Yeah,
I can't comprehend.
No, I was typing like slower than he was saying it, so I was trying to my random access memory filled up,
yeah.
and the last two sentences I just couldn't get in there. So I hope somebody else was hearing those, or if nothing else, you were recording it, correct?
Absolutely, I was recording it, yes.
He just turned off the recording for that part.
No, I didn't turn off the recording for that part.
That would be a very mean way to test your
It really would, wouldn't it? No, I'm not going to do that.
I mean, we would all fail.
But there is
Oh.
a hell of a lot I just told you in that bit. If I will actually clip it and post it as well.
Well, I appreciate the help with that because I know that was a lot at once.
So,
But man, Legend Lore is a heck of a spell.
but I did tell you
Expensive,
enough. So go me. In cryptic code.
Yeah. Yeah, the information you learn is accurate, but might be coached, I don't know, in figurative language.
Which is exactly what I did for you.
Yeah. So actually, you know what? Did you clip that part right now?
I haven't yet.
Because it's going to be literally the first thing I discuss with a Romanar when I go down.
Okay.
I can just save it for later too. It's okay.
Couched in Gold, a story. It's basically they're hiding a story forever not to be told. Is the last bit.
All right.
It's a really brief summary of it.
There was two lines that I missed at the end. Do you remember vaguely what they were?
Force with magic and balance the secret to hold, guarding treasure and knowledge. Beneath its tomb, its people. That was basically it. So there is a secret never to be told.
Hiding a story forever untold.
Yeah, hiding a story forever untold.
Okay. So that's what I'm putting down as the fifth line.
As
Okay.
it's like the antithesis of it. There's a lot of flowery language in the middle, but that is the antithesis of it.
Okay, so that is good enough for discussion purposes.
Yeah, most definitely good enough for industrial purposes. I will
Then
find
go ahead.
the bit in the recording though, and I will snip it out.
I appreciate that. So I'm gonna. What does it look like, by the way?
What?
Because I remember it being this weird little arcane something or other, but I don't remember exactly.
It's like a large. It's like a clockwork sphere that's constantly moving, basically, with a core in the center you can't quite see. But it's like a.
So I could tell that there's something in there, but
There is clearly something in it, and you've been told it's basically a weapon of mass destruction. And you've been told it's been made by Valerian as well. You know that one. And it basically predates Netheril. It's incredibly old. It's older than it's not even mortal.
Time itself.
There we go. I have a
It
picture, I
is
posted in the,
as old
chat.
as time itself.
I was just gonna ask if I get a sense for how old it was. So as
Yeah.
old as
It's,
so it
it's
is.
as old as time itself, and that's not
It doesn't
perceivable time.
predate
That's
the
literal
universe.
time. No,
Okay.
it's after the universe, but
So it doesn't predate the known universe, but it is that
it's
old.
just after creation, basically.
I posted a
Okay, so-
picture of it in chat.
Because
Yep,
according
I
to
have the
all
picture up right
according
now.
to all law, no matter which way you go, Io created the world. After which there is a variation in this one, but the true variance, which we take it as, is that then he created the aspects, and then the gods were created basically, and humankind was on the world and stuff.
Yeah.
So your presumption would be it would be created between the time of the aspects because Valerian created it. If you wish to know
See.
more, listen to Legend Lore in the YouTube channel. Which you've already
So I'm
listened
gonna go
to.
ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and just inspect it a little bit, and just as I pull that
I still love that picture.
at the arcane thread of creation that made this, I'm gonna pull out that cryptic riddle about its existence.
Oh,
Ponder
I
it
thought
for
you were
maybe
asking about Dimblum.
15
You were asking about Dimblum, weren't you?
I did before. We did
yes,
Dimblum
that-
months and months ago.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now you want to know about the bomb.
Yeah, the bomb is what I was asking about.
Oh, I told you about Dimblum. I'm so sorry.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, it's
No,
equally
yeah, I
as
was-
cryptic. It's fine.
I was-
Wait, if
reading
this relates
yeah,
to the thing here as well, I was reading this and was like, this sounds like Dimblum.
That
Yeah, I
is
was reading-
Dimblum. I'm so sorry. I completely misinterpreted it in my brain.
No worries.
Like,
The
huh,
last time I
arcane
cast
form-
Legend Lore, it was on Dimblum. So this is
Yeah,
the
I
only
know.
2 times I've cast.
So,
Wait,
right,
You're like,
the
okay, so
bomb
it's-
is pulled from the threads of time and reality, with all the siblings combined. Such force has never been seen. The power to destroy all of time.
I have the last sentence.
You don't really need much more than the last sentence, do you?
No, I was like,
Destroy all of time.
It
Yeah.
might be worth asking V why this thing exists.
Nah, it's fine.
With all the siblings combined.
You've only met one.
hey, you don't know this, Adam, so shut up.
No, you've met two
I've met
actually.
two. I've met Valerian and fake Valerian.
Oh no, you've only met one then.
I met Valerian, and I met the guy that looks like Valerian, but a Romanar can tell it's not Valerian.
It's not an S. Oh, yeah, you have met two. It's not Valerian, though, yeah.
I met the brother, or what I presume is Valerian's brother, who just looks very similar to him. So
No,
I just refer-
you have actually seen three.
Oh.
Here's the weird part
Ina's
with
seen
this.
4.
With
No, Ina's seen all of them. Carry on.
Here's the weird part with this. With everything, alright. I know that a Romanar has a little bit of the dragon sickness. From what I can tell, correct?
What do you?
Because I've caught
Yeah,
those
that would be
glints in her
appropriate.
eye.
You'd know it as Fafnir's curse.
Fafnir's curse, okay. I've seen that
Good
glint of
boy.
greed in other dragons' eyes.
Yeah,
So
which you would call
I kinda
Fafnir's
agree.
curse.
Good boy.
Because in
Gold.
Dragon Society, Fafnir is well known and his
Yeah.
need for money and gold.
So I don't know exactly where it came from or how because I haven't really probed too much into it. I know that I tried to remove curse and that didn't work. So I know there's something
leads you
serious going on.
Yeah, which leads you to
But I
believe it's
haven't-
something stronger than you that's put it on.
Yeah. So I haven't really had the time to delve into it. That said, I have apparently a time-destroying bomb that a Romanar trusted me to keep, so I'm not actually going to say any of this. I'm just going to tuck it back away and keep this information in the back of my mind for later.
It's
For now,
yeah.
the current plan is to bury it deep beneath the mountain in my hoard once we regain that control.
When no one can find it.
Yep, where no one can find it.
Or perhaps you should return it to the one who made it.
That's also a possibility, but for now it's a
That's
matter of keeping
boring.
it safe until stuff happens.
Hmm.
Until another opportunity presents itself.
So it's
put it
worth
that
knowing
way.
there are still markings on it you cannot understand. A Romanar can't even understand them because they predate humanity, elvenkind, and everyone.
Yeah. And I imagine they're probably not a language where Trix wouldn't be able to read them necessarily either.
They are written in High Valyrian.
I know someone who speaks that.
Yes, you do know someone that speaks it. Sadly, she's not in the campaign.
Well, she's very easily reachable, though.
True.
So, I have a weird question for you.
Oh, yeah. Me or a player?
Based on our, you, Alex, the DM.
The
Because this is
immortal.
still delving into this as I'm extracting information and studying this. Does any of this remind me of any Netherese artifacts that I would have
Yes.
had come across before?
It's... To you,
Would
it
it
would
have
seem
been
like...
used by the Netherese?
It would seem like the Netherese were trying to imitate something like this.
Okay, so this seems like the original and the Netherese based their stuff maybe on older technology.
It feels like a Mythalar, but this is, from what you know, much worse.
Mythalar, I don't know what that is
A
either.
Mythalar is an arcane power source used to power floating cities.
Cool.
It's basically an atom bomb that uses a power source.
I didn't know the
A
word
Romanar
for
really
it, but I
wants
know what
one.
you mean.
Yeah, Romanar really wants one, but it's basically an atom bomb that uses a power source.
But how will you drop the city if it's perpetually hovering?
You cut the power source.
You turn off the Mythalar.
I know.
The fact that he's
But no,
thought about
so-
this is more concerning than anything else.
Yeah, so that is... I am committing all these ponderings to memory. I'll discuss them with a Romanar eventually, perhaps. But for now, this is going to stay my little secret, and I am going to crawl back out the window, tuck everything away, crawl out the roof, actually.
In human or dragon form?
Dragon form.
Okay.
Take a quick circle around the castle or two, and then come down to the light in front, going back into human form before I walk in.
Actually, do that. Can I have perception check? Because Dragon's eyesight is insanely good, even
Yeah,
at distance. So
I was just going to ask that, because I did those 2 circles for a quick survey of the area, just for covering the bases.
yeah, they are insane. Dragon eyesight is insanely good for like thousands of miles. So
Let's see if this auto rolls for me. Nope, it's not going to auto roll for me. It tells me what the perception is. It's plus 11 in dragon form. Is my normal one better?
no, I don't think it is.
So we'll add 4 to this. I'm just going to roll the normal one here, and it's 4 higher. So it'll be a 27.
It's enough for you to see. Oh shit! What's the word? the sea of moving ice, which
Or to
previous
the north.
yes, the eternal glacier, which previously to you was empty and barren. There seems to be buildings there now,
Interesting.
widely spread,
That-
but there does seem to be buildings.
And it's
Hardly
not
a place
not
for a
accidentally looking
civilization.
back
Not
towards the
really,
five
no.
towns, right? Or
No,
the 10
it's
towns.
way towards the roof, past the roof of the world. No, at the roof of the world, past the spine of the world, at the roof of the world.
So I'm gonna go ahead and again mental note of that. Lots of information.
You can't really
But
see anything
that's-
else, but you can see there's something there that wasn't there before when you last looked.
In that look, do I have a clear shot actually of the skies between here and there?
No, unfortunately, it's very cloudy.
Okay. Better not to risk, because if it was clear and I could see, I would go fly and take a look.
Yeah.
But not with clouds in the sky. I know that
Nobody's
dragons hide in the
stopping
clouds,
you.
including me. But dragons hide in the clouds.
And you know
so I
cloud
that there are
giants
lots.
aren't uncommon.
You could take a cloud giant.
I mean, Hattie probably could take a cloud giant, let's be honest, but...
To
and
be
you
fair,
could
yeah.
take its belt.
Give it to Trix.
Yes.
I was
Give
to
it to
suggest
Romanar.
if I was going to suggest if anyone in the party would like to go giant hunting with you, it's probably going to be Trix.
I mean, Romanar would benefit from it more.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
we all just
it's fine. She
make
will just
so our party
she-
is.
she will get Trix's old belt. It's fine.
It's worth knowing I have written Titan Giant strength belts. You
I
will not have
shall-
access to
I
them
shall
till the
take
Fireland.
the belt of a Titan.
You will
yes.
not have access to them till beneath Schult, however.
So without having a clear shot and knowing I could make it there and back in a reasonable time, I will save this exploration for later. I will alight in front of the castle with a massive hurricane of ice, and then take back into my human form and walk through the front door again. Is anybody up to greet me?
Fave.
Romanar's probably up early.
Fave is always there.
Fave is always up.
I mean, Dimlim comes
I don't
out
know if
of
I'd
his
regard him
room
as a person.
reeking of sulfur.
Oh, wow, that's painful.
Wow.
You just degraded Fave from a person. Ouch.
Oh,
You will
Lex,
will
look at the
hear
messages
as
first.
you will hear in your head as you fly down from your tower. You'll hear Fave's voice going, "Good morning."
He has no voice. You can only communicate with
He-
Romanar.
He
Yeah,
can only
he's-
he can only communicate telepathically.
Does Hattie understand telepathy?
You kind of shove words into my brain. Also, I can communicate telepathically in some
Yeah.
cases, so probably.
Yeah.
I know what you're
So
going to
she's
say.
gonna kind of do a double take and just say good
Check your
morning,
messages.
Okay.
because she didn't really initially
Sorry.
consider him. She was just like, "Oh, construct." Morning. Hello. Good morning. Do you
Okay.
know if anyone is up?
And you will hear a yawn
You
from behind
were
you.
up.
No, you will not yet.
You
So-
were up.
Yes.
Now you are down.
I would like a segue for a moment, if you would. Excuse me, please.
Fave takes it very literally.
As just walks around, just goes around a little two-wheeled segue. As Dimblum leaves his room, he sees a gem sitting on the floor outside, with the words, "Found it.
Touch me. Wait, found it?
Time to give
For
it
me.
back."
I mean, I will take up the gem and I will reminisce about it. And not making any connections as of now. Let me do.
It's worth knowing.
Wisdom?
It's worth. I love the fact that during sessions I still receive private messages from people. It makes so much sense. History. By this point, it is old history. It is history.
While someone rolls history, I just need to state that there was a big thundercrack just now. If I suddenly vanish, you will know why.
I thought you were gonna say it's a
He
bat.
has been smitten
what I
by
thought too.
Thor.
He's been smoked by me. No, smitten
Oh,
means
see?
something completely different. Smitten,
See? Oh,
smitten,
we all knew.
smitten
we all
means
knew
in
He might be
love.
smitten
Asshole.
by Thor.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, big burly man, daddy like that, maybe.
Mhm.
Not my
Actually,
type,
a
but
very
still.
tiny burly man.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
my
he's
type at
actually
all.
short in the legends.
Yeah,
He's a short king.
he is a short
Yeah.
king. This is
He's
true.
a short king with anger issues.
You forget
and
I
red
spent my
beard.
teen years studying mythologies of every variant. I know these things.
Mhm.
So
When you're trying to pursue Loki, but the thunderclap of your ass cheeks keeps alerting him.
I love that as a line.
Anyway.
I truly do. I'm stealing that when someone tries to do a stealth check and I know their character has a large ass.
There you
The
go.
thunder cap of your cheeks gives you away.
Giblin.
In 18 history, it
Yes,
enough to
Dimble.
recall small details. Aina?
Well, you would remember this gem since it is yours. But you probably, as Dimblin, would have forgotten you ever had it. But you recognize that that's something you gave Trix at some point. And she never gave back.
Is it my gem of brightness?
It is your gem of brightness.
Oh my.
Because I
I-
haven't used it once since gaining it from you.
It was
I thought maybe
my.
so. And I can't get rid of it. I can't do anything with it. So now I'm giving it back. Now it's your problem. I
No,
can
it's
wait
good.
to
It's
remove
not a
something.
problem at all. It's actually a very useful item.
It is, but I have like 10 other things in my inventory which I use instead of this. So I'm giving
I
it
will.
back.
I will pick up the gem of brightness and look at it and good.
It's worth knowing it was in beautiful handwriting and penmanship.
Oh yeah,
Trix may be something, but she's
Beautiful
not a
colours.
slacker in penmanship.
she's beautiful, like curvaceous, like to
It's
the
perfect.
point where you
No,
actually
it's not even
don't.
cursive.
Yeah.
It's calligraphy.
Yeah, it's like a calligraphy to a point where you actually don't know what it says on the note, even though you can understand it's written in common. It is supposed to mean something. You see the word G and M, so you assume it's gem.
I will use. I will say the
How
first
appropriate.
command words and just make it light up so I know it still works.
I mean, it utterly does. It's incredibly bright.
Is it brighter than my book?
It's not brighter than the book, no.
Okay. I can blind
Hey.
multiple people with multiple
Dimblin
things.
just walks forward with the book now and encounters just the blind enemies.
I
I
need to
just
check my
have an open book and I'm planted the gem on my
Just to make it even worse.
backside.
Back and
Just
forth.
boom.
It seems,
Everyone will always know where I am.
it seems an appropriate time to take a 5-minute break unless anyone has any objections.
I do not.
We will so take a 5-minute break then. is that not showing up? No, it's good. Yes, we are back.
Yay!
So yes, everyone is awake. Dimlam has found a gem outside his room. Everyone else is finding their way down to breakfast.
Girls, Yeah,
Trix would have woken up a bit earlier, and she would have gone to the kitchen and started, or waken up earlier. She would have gone down earlier to make her famous pancakes. Because now we have had, so there will be a stack of Trix's secret pancakes, with assorted nuts and fruits, on the breakfast table.
Hang on, why are you serving pancakes with nuts and fruit? I'm
Because
concerned by this.
it says that in the secret recipe.
It does. It's
I'll-
true.
You'll be
Served with
disappointed to
assorted
know.
fruits and nuts.
You'll be disappointed to know that the servants are already well on their way to making breakfast.
Yes, but
doesn't
she
care,
will
she'll
still
do it
have
anyway.
bacon. Yeah, she will have pancakes because she wanted those pancakes. She doesn't care what the servants do. She's not going to share a recipe with some servants. Are you crazy?
The servants make everything else. Trix makes the pancakes.
Yeah, Trix allows no one else to make her pancakes, apart from one-eyed peg-leg Bill.
One-eyed peg leg, one leg.
One-eyed, one-legged peg-leg Bill.
There we go.
Who has more limbs in Puzzle Box? So how he lost the other, we'll never find out.
Legend lore.
So, I see we all taken it to woken up.
Good
And
morning, everybody.
I thank you, little one, for bringing this toy back to me.
Oh, yes, that's it. Yeah, no, I cleaned out my jackets. I have some trinkets for all of you, and this is where you guys, after the game, get your trinkets. They were just taking dust in my jacket, so I ought to get rid of them.
They were
quite a useful little gem.
They were what in your jacket?
Oh, taking up dust.
Collecting dust is the
collecting
way you would say that in English, but I got it.
That's how.
And that doesn't work in Norwegian either, I realized. Anyway,
Well,
never mind those in the background.
What's Norwegian, little one?
Oh, something smells
Oh,
amazing.
you know. Oh, you smell the pancakes? Yes, Kathy, here, have some, and she will serve you pancakes.
Permeating smell of bacon and eggs and roast ham and everything like that is completely outdoing the smell of the pancakes done by all of the servants.
If you're standing close to Dimblem, it still reeks a little sulfur.
Yeah.
I just like to think that Trix caught that as the pancake smell and just assumed that's what Hattie meant.
That's a lot of it. I'm gonna go ahead and just, like, eyes wide. You just watch Hattie be like, breakfast. The first real breakfast in ages, and she's gonna go and just get a plate full of probably like 4 pancakes, because she's heard a lot about Trix's famous pancakes, and then a plate of almost exclusively the rest of it is meat. Whatever you said, bacon was what they were preparing.
Probably like bacon, ham, everything.
It's like
English
probably
breakfast.
it's probably like going to a hotel. I don't know if it's like that in America, but like you get like some assortment of cold meats, warm meats. I assume it's a lot. It's Trix and a Romanar breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Continental
So I'm gonna
breakfast.
collect whatever meats there are and have like 1 plate for 4 pancakes, so you can eat those cleanly, and then 1 plate for like a pound and a half of whatever assorted meats there are, and just sit down. What's the table look like, Ouden?
It's
No, I have
oh
no
yeah.
control here. It's
Hey.
entirely your making.
Yeah, I was gonna say Trix and a Romanov did spend some time with that. At first, it was a absolutely ginormous table in which they had to use megaphones to hear each other on each end. They then decided to make it a more humble table, which you don't need a megaphone to hear each other anymore. But I believe Hattie and Dimblem would still find extremely goddamn lavish. You have about 5 seating spaces in between each chair before you see another chair. It's
Yeah,
like it's like the Knights of the Round Table kind of table, but it's for like 16 people.
Yeah, I believe like Hattie in her dragon form could have squeezed in between like the 2 party members. It's maybe a bit cramped, but she would still have fitted in this table area in her dragon form.
Interesting.
It's a Hattie
Huh.
dragon form between each player or each character.
That
Just-
is good. That's good enough for me. So I'm gonna sit down at this massive table and just thump, thump, and just sit down and I'm just gonna start eating. Everybody else can do whatever they want.
The Trix
I
will
will-
only eat pancakes. That is it.
I will take out my holy book and I will see if I can read it today.
Religion.
So you see Dimlem sitting in one of the chairs and just basically browsing the news.
Browsing the
Just
news.
a holy book.
From a glowing book.
Just
I assume
watching
that
him.
A
I-
viciously
I-
glowing book.
I assume the second Dimlin pulls out a book, all the rest of the characters just turn around and like have their head on an awkward angle, not to get blinded.
Hattie puts on sunglasses.
This is doing wonders for my skin tone.
Aren't
So,
you
Dimlim,
made
are
of
you-
nanobots?
What is that, Dimlim? What did you ever figure out what that is?
And as Trix says, aren't you made of nanobots? Dimlin will pull the book down so you see his face, but he will have changed his skin color to be slightly darker. Well,
I'm not sure if that's
I mean-
offensive.
I am tanning with my book. What are you saying?
I think that's
Are you
offensive.
really using? Are you using this book as a tanning bed?
Yes.
I smell a Marco thing happening here. You using this ancient artifact thing to get tanned?
How dare you
I
mention that name?
mean, I haven't really figured out what this book does, Hattie. But and since no one can read it, I'm just. If I can concentrate hard enough, something will happen. Most likely not, but you know, it's. Well, what if we take the bird eggs and he take up his bird egg and he turns the book towards the bird egg that he's trying to mutate, and he's now tanning the bird egg to see if something happens.
I'm not
Oh,
sure
I
that's how eggs work.
no, I nearly forgot about those. That's a good point, Dimblum.
Oh, good morning,
Um,
Aromanar. I'm glad you finally joined us.
Oh, I've been here the entire time, but sure.
Oh, sorry.
You'll notice that
I
I'm
was-
the furthest seat away from you.
Oh, that.
She's sitting at the
I
end of
was.
the table alone.
Like
I
she's
was
so
distracted
far
by
Actually,
away.
3 miles.
Yeah, she's so far away from you at the table that like she's in that spot of your peripheral vision, but where you just didn't register her.
I was very distracted by pancakes. I'm sorry. I didn't see you there.
No, it's
Mm.
fine.
Oh, so they were good?
The pancakes are very good. Yes. I
Yes,
You
I
hyped
know.
them up, and they lived up to the experience. They were very good.
Thank you,
Um,
thank you. And she bows,
And hits her head on the table because she's so short.
most likely.
Hattie claps a little bit politely.
See, Dimblin, Aromanar, and she will actually start. She will grab the pan. She as Aromanar or whatever role playing is happening. Trix will go around just handing pancakes.
Which side
doesn't care.
of me are you coming from? The
Uh,
mighty jet
the
in the
w-
side
she will-
shot
she-
of my
she-
book.
She will make sure that she's not going to approach that bright light. She does have
Just
eyes.
the
She can see what.
spotlight that just
Yeah,
you
she
see a
will
very
avoid that.
clear shadow of Timbaland.
She will give you
because of
pancakes
this
without being blinded, and she will go
Okay.
on and give Aromanar a pancake, or most likely 3 pancakes because they are very good, and she
So-
doesn't care whether you want pancakes or not. You're having pancakes,
So,
and
Aromanar,
she will go down the same.
What were those
You little
eggs?
It's to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. Remember the dungeon of nothing but chaos and mazes? Well, a few things happened when it was just me and Dimblum. One of them was we came across some gold, and I've got to admit,
And this book,
yeah, I've got to admit, there was a thing about curses and greed, and I may or may not have touched the gold.
we only tried to speed
Um,
up the incubation process of one of the
yeah,
eggs.
But I don't feel like anything's happened. She says because she genuinely cannot tell when it happens, but I'm just planting a seed for Hattie to pick back up. Um, I don't feel like anything happened, but I mean, Hattie, you're the divine one. Just kind of keep an eye on it, will you? Other than that,
Of
we
course, I
found that
think everything's
book.
fine, to be honest, but I'm curious about the eggs.
Yeah, we found that book that Dimblum has. I tried to read it. I'm blind. I was blinded. Dimblum tried to read it. He was also blinded somehow.
Mm,
Don't know
yeah,
how.
don't really understand that part.
Don't know how Dimblum's visual receptacles work, but he was
I'm
blinded.
like an insect.
And
Imagine a lot like normal
and we
human and
found
animal
these
ones, but
we found these eggs, and at first I thought, oh, dragon, but they weren't scaly. And then we looked at them a little closer,
I
and they
assume
look
they're smaller than dragon eggs, right?
obviously, and they look very bird-like. So I'm crossing my fingers for a phoenix because they were in the molten gold, which,
I
as
mean,
you
we
may,
did
as you
get
know,
it from the snails, didn't you?
which
yeah,
actually
sorry,
makes
they came
sense.
from the corpses of the burning snails. So, my thought is phoenix, and that's what I'm crossing my fingers for.
My
I guess,
initial thought is snail because
Wait,
obvious
did you say
reasons, but
phoenix?
sorry.
I mean,
Can
we
I
could
can I
just-
have a close look at this egg? Because tricks have not
No.
yet.
both of us say
Okay,
no.
fine. Then don't trust me, and she will very obnoxiously, as a Robonar says no, go around and be very mad and loud for the rest of her thing as a protest. Fine
Can
then.
you just zone of silence?
It's only because tricks I will allow you to touch them and be with them, and if
Oh,
these
I don't want to touch them anymore.
hatch, absolutely you shall be their aunt. However,
No,
you
I don't
are
want to see them
full
anymore.
you are full of death and necromancy, and I do not know how that will affect these embryos. What I would
Oh,
like to
it will be fine. Do you even know the stories of certain phoenixes?
this is almost guaranteed to not be one of those phoenixes, but sure.
Okay, can I take a look at it without touching it then?
Sure, and Aromana will place one on the table, which will be very far away from Trix.
Trix will start walking around with her pancake
Dimblem is
tray.
holding his book ready to blind Trix if she gets too close.
Are you really none of you trust me?
No.
No!
But Hattie,
Fine,
would you-
she's not gonna
Wow,
go
just-
look at the
just-
egg.
just
She's
no.
gonna sit back the fuck down.
but,
She's taken offense and she's gonna go sit back down on her chair and eat pancakes because no one trusts her to look at the egg.
but Hattie, I am curious if because you can usually commune with life and death and everything beyond. Can you tell
It's a
if
skill of mine.
can you tell if what's in here is alive? Is this an actual egg that has a chance of surviving?
Interesting. You'll watch as Hattie's eyes flash kind of this white for just a brief second as I cast Eyes of the Grave to make sure it's not undead.
It's most definitely not undead.
Didn't expect it to be. And then other than that, I'm just going to use a little bit of, tap into a little bit of that energy I have that is
That
life and death through that,
divine.
and see if I can just make sure it is alive, I guess.
It is embryonic, so not yet.
It is a
full
budding
life,
life?
but it's a budding life. Yes, would be the appropriate
Okay.
terminology.
Yeah, it seems to be as alive as an egg can be, which is a good news.
I guess it is.
It doesn't seem to be undead or anything particularly unholy.
I would like to see. I would like to do a tiny bit of experimenting. We do have 2 eggs. And what would happen if we infused one with the weave and we let the other incubate normally?
That is actually a very, Interesting proposal. I guess your egg can incubate normally.
Mhm.
And I guess
You say as I'm blinding my egg with a holy book.
and it's not going to be light sensitive. If that's for sure. And I guess I'll try and channel as much weave into my egg as possible. And
Without exploding it.
from this point on, and just for brevity's sake, for every long rest, and actually no, for every short rest and long rest, a Romana will touch the egg and channel a piece of magic into the egg.
What piece of magic?
Equating to about, she's going to channel what would equate to about a second level spell slot of magic into it.
Of what variety?
Again, she's kind of wishfully thinking Phoenix. So she's
So,
essentially going to,
evocation.
yeah, so she's going to
Consciously
go
biased.
evocation and essentially dump a bit of heat into it, with her magic, and sort of hope that she can sort of channel it not so much as a blast of magic through the material, but more as in allow the magic to
Sort of
travel,
incubating it.
yeah, travel the veins and the fluids, and just naturally pass into it. Which I feel like at
Okay.
level 20, she kind of does have that understanding of magic.
And
Yes.
control. And being related to the god of magic.
I had a feeling, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading it earlier, so I had a small feeling. And yeah, no, keep your egg that way.
Yes, I'll keep my egg as normal as possible, though, you know, being a construct of the weave, it might have some effect on it by me just
You're not
existing near it.
exactly a control subject, to be precise.
How
No,
long has Dimblin
I
been
am
holding
not.
the book?
By now, probably 10 minutes.
15 minutes, 10
Well-
minutes, 20 minutes, however long it takes.
No, been in possession of the book.
No,
Oh.
in possession, we
days?
have had 2 or 3 long rests since I took the book.
Probably 2 days.
Yeah, say 2 days.
3. I think this is the morning of the 3rd day.
Something like that.
Okay.
Oh my.
Do you know, I do have a spell for divining information. It would be expensive, but if you really want to know, we can find out what these eggs are.
But where's the fun in just getting? I mean, I tried to just get the
You will
answer.
You will find
tried-
eventually, anyway.
Yes, exactly. I tried to get the answer through normal means for the past 2 days, but I mean, now Dimblum has posed an extremely interesting experiment. I would much rather find out by simply stumbling upon an answer.
Glancing over at the egg that the Romanar did put out on the table, does Trix recognizes anything about it?
See, I'm in two minds on you whether that is a nature or a history check. Nature.
To be fair, I was going to ask similar as well, so you can take advantage if you want Hattie's
For,
help.
for you, it
It's
would
the
definitely
same.
be Hattie, it would be nature.
For Trix, it would be the same. She has a +4 in both.
It would be nature.
I am now the most religious man in the
18.
group.
Hattie, would you like to impose advantage, or would you like to roll your own roll?
I'd rather have her take
Oh,
the advantage.
disadvantage on it.
Just because she was the one that stated it, so I was going to let her do the thing.
It is most
though my plan was to
certainly some form of phoenix egg, although it doesn't appear to be quenched or helped by fire in a similar vein to which you expect most other eggs of a similar variety to have.
You know why I'm asking, Alex.
Oh,
And
I know why
Trix,
you're
I
asking.
know, has encountered a certain race of phoenixes before.
I'm aware.
And I am trying to determine whether or not this will be in that sort of area.
I know you're trying to determine, that's all you're getting, I'm afraid, though.
Well, I will assume it's from that same area of phoenixes. But
Nature
none of you would
versus
know
nurture.
this because no one wanted Trix's opinion.
Nature versus
So
We
nurture.
still don't want.
Rude.
Last time Trix just went and touched something of a Romanar's, she lost a hand. I feel like a
I
Romanar
mean, it's a
has
valid point.
reasonable
yeah, no.
reasonable thought here.
I fully get how a Romadar is doing this, but Trix will be petty as fuck about
Yeah.
it because I knew even before Trix asked that I knows a thing or two about Trix and that she has encountered phoenixes in her previous past, which may relate to these eggs.
In her previous-
However, when she posed this suggestion to a Romnar and got toned down, Trix gets petty. So she's being petty. So she may or may not know a thing or two about this particular egg, but she will not share it with any of you.
Can I tell if Trix knows anything about it?
That
'Cause
could
I
be an
Was helping
insight.
her investigate it. 21.
Oh.
Against
Oh, would you
my
do you
deception.
wish to deceive?
oh, so close.
So I can tell that Trix is being petty and holding it back, but I'm not one to judge. I know she'll eventually maybe share the
Come
information.
around.
You
to
can
it.
see that she sides eye certain things that maybe a Romanar says, and like she's himmelmein.
It was also really obvious, like
Rolling
30
eyes.
seconds
Rolling her
ago,
eye.
that a
Yeah,
Romanar
she's
hurt
like-
your feelings.
Yeah, like she's side eyeing a Romanar and rolling her eyes, and then she focuses back on the pancakes like nothing's happened.
Can I get a few more pancakes, Trix?
Oh yes, of course. And
I finished these,
she
and I maybe not 4 more, but like 2 more.
there will be like a stack of pancakes left, and she will like, you asked for 2, you will get 4, because you
Oh,
asked for seconds.
I'll eat as much as I can.
Oh, well,
I
if-
will eat as much as I can.
Well, yeah, and she will like whisper to only so Hattie can hear it. Well, you do know servants tend to eat the leftovers anyway, so don't mind leaving something behind. And then she walks off.
I mean, I'm not
Can't say I've ever-
entirely sure if these servants eat.
I mean,
I
Hattie
guess.
can make a perception check for servants and get a very quick answer to what the fuck's going on. Because,
Oh shit! Wait, Hattie might
because-
not have known about the servants.
because I believe Hattie could make a perception check of, I don't know, 10 and see that there is not a single goddamn servant around except for 4 logs and some pebbles.
My passive perception is 24. I don't think I would need to roll for that.
Do not
Yeah,
need to
you
roll.
can tell that there are absolutely no servants in this castle.
Yeah,
That
no,
you can
I've.
see.
It is magically assisted. I'm good with that. Yeah. The log brought me tea a minute ago.
I just love the idea of a log with a little like drawn on face, and little stick arms. Just
Oh no,
running
it's Plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
around.
Okay,
Um,
yes. Anyway,
So back to interesting discoveries. I do have enough. I do have enough incense to perform a legend lore spell if you wish to
no, not
uncover more
again.
information about these eggs.
I
Or,
think it's
more interestingly, there is a glowing book that we don't seem to know anything about.
Yeah, I'm
that you
voting on the
stole
book.
from a plane of fire, earth. It was a little
no
bit of both.
Earth. It was
I
in
think
the
it was
plane of
plane Earth.
Earth we found it.
I feel stealing is a strong word.
It was
Understandable.
Acquired.
Appropriate.
beckoning
Appropriate.
us to take it. Well, the Queen of Cosmos was beckoning me to take it.
There was a riddle about seeing, what was it? It was something along the lines of seeing the power but not being able to wield it. Only the strong could look it into the eyes. And my thought was, it seemed more of a honest challenge to Dimblum to gain that kind of power. But I mean, I have to admit, it's a little bit of the wizard in me that just kind of seeks it.
Very understandable. If If you would like to uncover more about it, let me know. I'm not going to force the matter. It's just an option I have at my disposal.
I like my eggs to be, and she will actually just clutch the egg motherly. I like the eggs to be the mystery they are, but please do go on. I really want to know what this book is. I couldn't read a
like
single word of
my
it.
eggs fertilized.
And a
Oh
Romanov
my.
goes away from Dimblum. No.
I mean, I would say that looking at the book would be the more pressing thing to do.
She strokes the egg, kisses it, and a sparkle of magic comes from her lips.
I'll have to double check my inventory, but I think I have enough spell for it, or enough components to make this ritual at least once. I might have a second. I'll have to dig and see if my backup incense pouch has enough in it. Very strange. Don't ask. If you would like to know, we can at least find out more about this book, even if you can't necessarily read it or discover it. This doesn't solve all of the mystery. It just tells you more about it.
It has parted some knowledge onto me by me being in its vicinity. I do now know how to do this, and you will see Dimlem's
explodes.
hand glowing a little, and you see rays of light are now over each of your head, and he is casting Beacon of Hope.
Huh. What does Beacon of Hope do?
It means you have advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws, and you regain the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing.
That's very good for Hattie. I can definitely help with that.
So, any number of creatures within my range. So if I have this up and keep concentration on it, you will all just be insta-healed from Hattie.
You are buffing Hattie a good chunk.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not game breakingly, but like it's pretty comfortably good.
I mean, Dimble
yes.
does that anyway.
Yeah, Hattie has healing hands. We're beyond this.
Yeah.
In combat, healing hands is not as useful as it seems. It is.
No,
but
yeah.
It's not.
No, yeah, in
I
combat
have-
it makes no
I
sense.
have bigger spells.
And also
have a-
the potential advantage on death saving throws is good for certain wizards.
I just have a quick question. Technically, if you have something that can make you see through solid objects, does that account to ink as well? Considering ink is not solid object, it's a liquid.
But when it dries, it
Even if
counts as a
it's-
solid object.
So yeah, because that was my question. What is your ruling about dried ink?
When it's dry, it's solid.
Okay.
I think even from the wording, even like a bottle of ink, it would still count as being something that's solid.
Yeah.
I would just assume that the liquid would be just a black hole because it's a liquid. Because unless it's like dark matter, you can't see through it because no light can penetrate it. But like as long as light can penetrate it, you have some sort of resemblance that it is liquid. In accordance
But
with
you
like
have
a solid
you
dry
have
object.
semi-permeable solids, which don't come under the same concept.
Yeah, well that's
So
true.
probably most things I would say would count as solid
Yeah,
objects.
no, it was just a details question. I just wanted to know whether or not X-ray vision, as simple as that, could read dried ink, considering ink is classified as liquid. It would be backwards, but just give me a mirror and Trix can read that book with X-ray vision. That was my idea.
Well, I
Interesting one.
don't think it is of the most pressing matter that we studied this book. I think us planning for what to do next, and we could just look at it whenever we have spare time.
Yes, we can
Well,
always
we
save this
still-
for later.
we still have the nightmare back in Chol to deal with. So I think like gaining enough of allies to, finish him off.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we've been doing up here all along?
I'm.
Largely, yes.
Aren't we going to deal with Hatter's invader, usurper, and
If
then find out what happened to my tribe, or the other way around?
either
I
one
mean,
works.
this whole escapade to the north has been quite something. We would
Confusing.
indeed, but yeah, no, that is my goal.
That
Is
was the
I wish
that
I wish
was the main idea behind
I
this
do wish
trip.
to help Hattie in finding out what happened to her family, her tribe,
Yeah.
her everything, and I do want you to find out what the fate of your people was, Dimblum. But here we are doing trials, so I guess there's something much bigger here to also.
I mean,
consider.
we have accidentally made Ragnarok happen.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. We
I think it
almost
was bound to happen.
we have a
we
tendency.
almost brought the apocalypse. What an amazing accomplishment!
Yeah, we do have a tendency to
Right.
accidentally apocalypse all over the place. I mean, this isn't Trix and I's first time causing.
Yeah, this will be a again moment.
In fact,
Um,
when I think about it, I think Trix and I had a worse apocalypse to deal with because the time pressure was a bit more intense.
Didn't you
Are you
create a black
talking
hole
about the?
once?
Yeah, that's
It
exactly
is-
what I'm talking about.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you weren't talking about the flesh-eating bacteria?
Oh, so that
Ah.
makes 3, not 2. Yeah, 3 times.
Well, we solved
knew this
two
was
of them
inevitable.
by merging two of the apocalypses. It just
Um,
cancelled each other out.
You used
It's
the bigger one to
fine.
cancel out the smaller one. That
Yes.
at least then you only have one to deal with.
Yeah, it's
It's not. Now it's a black hole somewhere
That
in
gives me a
Chult, but it's fine. It's stabilized.
it's like that old saying, to hit 2 Tressums with 1 stone.
Two
don't think I
birds
know
with
that
one
one.
stone.
To
I mean,
The
we
birds,
might
stone.
have
What do you
two
mean?
birds here, but
The only-
don't
No,
stone them.
Aromanar, it's birds.
Oh, you mean to scratch two scales with one claw?
No, it's Tressums. It's to hit 2 Tressums with 1 stone. You get
No,
Tressums.
it's hit two birds with one stone.
Why would birds be the problem? Tressums keep eating the
Why
birds. and
are
then-
you
Birds are
hitting
everywhere.
birds with stones?
The birds aren't everywhere. Tressums keep eating the birds. That's why you have to chase the Tressums away so that the birds can come back.
As far as I'm
No,
concerned,
but
they're both
birds
delicious.
are everywhere, and it's a unionized thing for flying creatures.
Their
Flying
flavor,
creatures everywhere.
their flavor was not a part of this conversation.
Speaking of flying,
Trix throws a pancake in Aromanar towards Aromanar.
Roll to hit.
Yes, I will. Is that a non-strike?
That would be an arm strike, yeah, I guess.
and I'm gonna say it's
Yes.
far enough away that a ranged attack probably has
Oh, no!
disadvantage. I don't know what the range
18?
on a pancake is.
18 is not
20
enough to
feet.
hit.
So it will just fly straight past you, a pancake in full flap towards you.
And I will mage hand telekinetically, so you can't even see the mage hand. The pancake on your fucking plate, just up into your face.
Well, you still need to roll to hit.
I do. Oh, it's a nat 1. I just I miss you completely and break the plate on the wall behind you.
You hear the words,
What's
Opa!
Good for.
Children, stop playing with your food.
Speaking of flying, calm things down.
Did we
Dimblum,
take
how
a
aware
tour?
are you of the Sea of Moving Ice?
Where I am here.
It's a little bit
Can
further
you-
north of us.
Yes, the
And
Sea of
west.
Moving Ice is further north. Yes.
Can you
When
not
I
see it
was-
from your tower, Hattie?
Yes, when I was flying around this morning, just doing a quick lap, it was barren and desolate when we arrived here, but it looks like there are settlements out there now. I don't know if they are a magical illusion dissolved, or a magical illusion created, or nomads moving into the area. I know there are a few nomadic tribes in this
Aren't we?
this region.
aren't we on the tail of a draconic cult? Wouldn't it be
That's very
safe
much
to
one of the
say that
possibilities.
It's worth knowing my
That
time
would
span,
be
my
a
recognition is
possibility.
from when you were last in the spine of the world, rather than from a few days ago.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
I misunderstood then.
Last
I'm
time,
so
sorry,
that's
I
correction
misexplained.
then. So they
I mean,
weren't there when I was here last, but that's been many years.
last time I looked at the map, anything beyond Icewind Dale is nothing but the Wraith Glacier,
I
which
mean,
is,
you
as
have
you say, bad.
Iron Master that is fairly close.
The
but-
northernmost thing I own, the northernmost settlement I know of is just a bunch of ruins in north of the Ice Spires. It's a place that used to be called Jotun, but that fell millennia ago.
Hmm. I mean, I
right now.
it would be
There we go.
somewhat safe to assume that this is the doing of someone else and not a nomadic tribe. Because why in the world would you settle on moving ice?
Yes, we
Oh.
do know that it could very well be the dragon cult that we seek. It could also potentially be a remnant of your people, Dimplem.
It could.
I think it's worth investigating if we have time to spare from the strange trial that we must
mean,
complete here.
We.
Which do you think is more pressing? Because I think they both fall under your interests. More than mine.
We could see if we can understand each trial before we go into it. We might be able to split up and do them faster.
Oh, I am down to split up. Let's go let's go a pair into each portal.
I mean, we could.
And
take
Trix
one
will light up.
each.
She will beam like ever before. She loves the idea of splitting up the party to fast forward things.
I mean, with your new creation, Queen of Cosmos, I see five stones, and with your new creation, we are five.
Are you saying we do one stone each, and Save does his own stone too?
Yes.
Oh, we
Just
can
to
send
make it a
Thing
hell-
here with Faye. It's fine. And she will hold out
I
her
mean-
hand.
If I didn't misunderstand, we do have a week before this lavish castle will dissipate.
Yes,
so
that's sort of the idea. Was a base camp that will hold out for a while. By the way, are you holding out your hand to Thave?
No, I am holding Thing out to Thave. Because now
So
I
you're
have
holding out
Thing.
your hand.
You're holding out your hand.
I am
Holding
holding
Disembodied
out
one.
To
I
Thave.
am holding out my hand, which I now named Thing because Wednesday Adams,
Oh,
so he's named
Yeah.
Thing. I'm holding Thing out to Fave and saying, "Well, let's make these two go on an adventure. It's fine. Thing can go with him."
Save kneels down.
And Thing starts crawling over the table towards Fave.
Fave, who apparently suddenly was here, kneels down and, like, because he's huge, he picks up Thing with 2 fingers and places him on his shoulder.
Yes, exactly. See, he knows the gist of Thing. It's fine. Let's make them go on an adventure. It's gonna be fun.
Sure. And I just give Thave the command that we shall return to the Circle of Stones. He will come with us. After everyone has chosen a stone, he and Thing will go on their own adventure in the final stone that none of us have picked.
Oh, may I suggest though, because Aromanar, if we are really going to split up the party in 3 here, that you and me go on our each party, not that I don't want to be with you, but we have Thing and Fave. So what if me and Dimblem goes together, because I was with Hattie last?
Sure.
Good.
I still don't like the idea of splitting up entirely, but it would cover more
Oh,
ground.
it will be
Maybe-
fine, Hattie.
I
The
mean, have
gods are
we
on our side.
ever disappointed?
I hate you all.
This is the party speeding up the circle.
I think a better option would be to focus on one than the next, but just focus on maintaining speed and
No.
momentum through them.
You're going to find this very strange, because I don't think I've ever said this in my life, ever.
Do you agree
Gosh.
with me? Don't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
anticlimactic.
Also, a little side note.
Jeg må ta
when-
kontakten til Stille.
Side note.
Yes, a little side note as we are shifting things back. Do you want your glaive back? And do you perhaps want me to train you in the art of wielding it?
Can you train me to deal with this thing? Because this weapon is way too big for me. And she like stands next to it. If you pull it out, she'll stand next to it, and you will see the huge difference in size.
I mean, you're still strong enough to wield it.
Well, it's not a heavy weapon, is it?
For a lot
It's
of
just
people,
very
this would
strong.
be a heavy weapon.
Romana speaks the words that
It
she
has
was
the
speaking.
property heavy.
Romana speaks the words that she got cut off by some mystical entity that entered my room.
It's the entity of
distracted by the egg.
Mother.
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 Mother and Mother. I don't think I've ever said this in my life, and I don't think I ever want to say this ever again. But I think Trix has a point.
Oh shit.
And you see a shiver
you.
run down, and you see a shiver run down the entirety of Romanov's body as she finishes those words.
And the same thing happens with Trix, but she just finally gets a relief on her face. Like, finally, someone agrees with me.
I mean,
Because we've done
she
things.
usually has ideas, and they are a bit on the wilder side.
Yeah, my thought process here is we always do things the reasonable and well thought through way, either my way, Hattie's way, or Dimblem's way, and we ignore Tricks.
Let's
But
do it
then
my
for
way.
Reasons.
The thing is, our lovely little chaos gremlin, also known as Trix Rayleigh, does yield results
Oh,
on a
are we really
surprising
going to do this?
on a surprising amount of occasions. I mean, she spent the last day while I was building this castle telling me her entire goddamn backstory from childhood, and I cannot believe the things she's accomplished doing things that only Trix would do. I think for once we do what Trix says.
Oh yeah,
He
those
has some
students done
divine
that.
And again,
protecting
as
her.
Romanov says, I think for once we do what Trix says. Another shiver runs down her.
Yeah, no, Romanari, I quite agree with you. Those bow students, that was a pretty nice 200 IQ move from me, and she reminisced to a time when Elias and Trix fought off some bow students because Trix was not doing what we were supposed to do.
Wait, what?
Cal Surprise.
The bow students we fought
Bosun.
just the other day. Bosun.
The deckhand
the-
murder?
Yeah, the deckhand murder. We did the deckhand murder. I was just
Yes.
about to say it. Yeah, we did the deckhand murder. Because
right.
Trix was not doing what Trix was supposed to do.
As
Damn
usual.
it. We checked off
And-
something on
and-
the list.
And now Romana knows about the story when Trix was not doing something, and she and Elias ended up killing the hired deckhands on a ship they were pirating
They were
on.
literally begging to be killed.
They were begging to be killed. But yes, no,
remorse.
totally. Let's do my plan. Okay, me and Dimblin, we go into a portal. Fave and Thing goes into another portal, and Romanar and Hattie, you get along fine. Not as good as with me, of course, obviously. But I think you two make a nice couple, so I think you should get to know each other better. How does that sound to all of you? Let's split
That
the party in three and
sounds-
get this going. And she will be
that
very
sounds
joyful about this.
I'm not sure I
very
like the last bit that you said, but sure.
But before we go,
In general, it's agreeable.
Queen of Cosmos,
Agreeable
and you
enough.
will say, Dimblem, take your hand, and he will put a ring on it.
Oh,
If you like it,
Oh.
then you put a ring on.
Dimblem, I'm already betrothed, but
And you see the ring is formed as a shield.
oh,
He's
Wait,
putting the ring of protection on your finger.
question.
Question?
It says it requires attunement.
You don't have any spare achievements though.
I have no attunement slots at all.
I mean, you have it, and you can use to switch around. But you have a ring of protection now.
Thank you,
wait,
Dimblem.
wait, I have a ring to
hope-
give away as well.
I mean, I hope you're not putting more into this than I think you are.
No.
Seeing as
Why
apparently you
would
are
I?
a man with a woman in waiting, and I am also having a woman in waiting.
And you will see that there's nothing that clicks. This is not a concept that Dimlem understands at all.
Oh, never mind then.
Dimblem,
Thank you so much.
rings-
Dimblem.
Rings are sometimes used as a symbol of romance,
Oh,
but often not. So
oh
that's I think
yeah,
what she's
no,
alluding
that
to.
you don't have to worry about that. I
And-
don't
and-
find you any way romantically anything. What the
And it-
fuck is happening?
Ow!
Wait,
Nothing.
Lars is alone.
Lars,
there
they're
a
not, they're
Are
not
you-
coming through the walls
Like-
again, are they, Lars?
Yeah.
It's
Are
just
you
a
fine, Lars?
picture on my wall just fell down.
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. No. As
Sorry, that
as
was me. I
Hattie-
cast thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
You
As Hattie, as Hattie says this to Dimblem, after she's finished, she will see in her peripheral vision Trix, which is on her knees height, but she's standing up. She's holding out a ring to you as well.
Okay.
To Hattie, not to Romano, to Hattie.
Oh, I
As
missed
Hattie
that as
says.
well.
Yeah, no, it's to Hattie. She holds out a ring in her hand or in her palms to Hattie, which will, in hindsight, be weird to Hattie since she just explained this to Dimblem and she sees someone on knee height.
Oh,
but-
the entire
yeah.
party getting married.
I am not on knee height. I am just this short. So she will also
Wow.
hold out a ring to Hattie. Well, this is my trinket. This was going to be my trinket to you.
Is it shiny?
It is very shiny. It is shiny, but it has like a pearly stone in the middle, which resembles an eye with blue irises.
This is quite interesting.
And if you don't have any use for it, just stash it, because you're a dragon after all. And she gives you a ring
That's
of
dragon-
X-ray
I
vision.
think that's
I would-
dragon racism,
I would-
yeah.
I would be insulted if that weren't accurate. You know how I like
Ring
collecting
of
things.
what?
Yeah, like she doesn't care if you used it or not, but like if it's going to dust up somewhere, it should dust up in a dragon's collection. So she's giving you her ring of X-ray vision.
You see,
Ring
I heard Alex
X-ray vision. I am
say
adding it to my
dragon
inventory.
racism right
Yes, and I am
after
giving
you
it.
said ring. So to me, it sounded like it was the ring of dragon racism.
No, I had trinkets to give to you, but like when you did the ring thing, it was just perfect to do with Hattie because I was going to give Hattie the ring of X-ray vision because I don't know whether or not Hattie will be using it, but she does see a long fucking way and be able to see through solid objects in that
You
thing.
I
would
have an-
know if
quite
Hattie
useful.
would be used. That's such a
I have an
mean thing to say.
Interesting question for you, Alex.
Indeed. What is this question?
Your vision has a radius of 30 feet. To use solid objects within the radius appear transparent and don't prevent light from passing through them. Does that mean my radiant spells would ignore cover?
Indeed it does.
because I'd be able to see something and send light through it.
Indeed, it does mean that.
Might actually be useful for Hattie, like way more than you would
Ooh.
think.
I'm so glad it's useful for someone.
And you see, and I have
I don't know if
also
I
given you the blue flame glaive, Aina, so add
Yes,
that to your
the,
inventory.
Yes, I have always had that in my inventory
Okay.
because it's a great thing.
Great. Yes. Um,
I also need to
you,
remake the.
I don't think you really
armors.
need these, Hattie, but I have some fine shoes for you. And he pulls out his boots of speed and gives them to you.
I am.
Nothing
I'm not
wrong
turning.
with that.
I'm never turning down any trinkets or magical items. I do. Just boots of speed?
Yes.
Okay, because I was looking at there's boots of speed and boots of striding and springing, and I wanted to make sure I heard you correctly.
Speed. It just
Um,
essentially, if you click your heels, you double your speed for 10 minutes.
Okay, Dorothy.
yeah, these. I mean, they might be useful, but I'm not sure useful enough to unequip a shield or something of that sort.
I mean, I bought them and I haven't really seen any use for them yet.
Because there's no place like home.
But I can at least consider them stored for you. I can put them to good safekeeping, we'll say.
And also,
Is it my birthday? Because people keep giving me things.
I mean, to be fair,
My hatch day, excuse me.
I have given something to the Queen of Cosmos, I've given something to the little one, and I have given something to you now. So it's
Well, I do have something
for everyone.
for a Romanar as well.
But which
I
one
don't
of you
know
gave
if she
away Anne
wants it,
Frank is
though.
what I'm asking.
Romana will minor illusion
Oh no.
a bunch of flowers and give them to Hattie just for like just
The theatrics.
I'm giving you something now.
Well, thank you. This is not what I expected when I came down for breakfast. I'm not
Oh,
used to this
well.
much attention.
Trix will approach a Romanar and she will say all of these things in a very hushed tone, so none of you will hear it unless you have like exceptional hearing. Well, I did rummaging through my coats and pockets yesterday. I found these, and she will pull out a huge fucking hemp of rope.
Oh,
Which
fuck, not the rope.
which has suspiciously a label on it, which specifically says a Romanar. Well, I found these in my coat. I must have grabbed them in a rushed scenario. Shit like this happens, but now that I have cleared out my jacket, I ought to give it back to you. So, here you go. And she gives you 150 feet of rope.
Yeah, our own takes it like, it has been 1 year, 9 months, and 34 days since you took this from me.
Oh, has it been that long? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But thank you, I do appreciate it. And she
You're
just
giving
puts it in her
everyone
pack.
back their rope at this point. Is it actually
No,
finally happening?
no.
Just the Romana.
Yeah, I have given gifts to all of the others. A Romanar's the only one getting her rope back. And I have marked 150 feet of rope with a Romanar, so that is what she's given. But
Well,
yeah, no point of these dusting down in my pockets.
Collecting dust. Collecting dust.
I get Ina's point, it's fine.
Yeah, dusting up. it's yeah.
Now, I don't have anything physical for you, Romanar, but something before we head out that I was planning on doing anyway. And she'll just reach over and you'll watch this kind of just holy pulse of light just wash over you for a brief moment, and she is going to cast Death Ward on you.
Oh.
Oh, wait! Shit, Hattie, you remind me. I'm so sorry, Romanar. I know that you're very hyped about this thing that Hattie just did. However, I have meant to ask all of you. I can enchant your weapons permanently, and I haven't given you the option, but I can. So I'm just saying it now. If you want your weapons enchanted with some voodoo hoodoo things, it's just let me know.
I was with you up
You
until
have
the voodoo hoodoo.
Oh, it's
you
it's
have
it's
already
it's a figure of
enchanted
speech,
my
Eliminar.
Vorpal sword.
You know,
Yeah,
I think this has
I think I've
been.
done it with Emblem.
I think this has been an absolutely lovely breakfast. But I think it's about time we head back to the Circle of Stones.
Which is where
Yes.
exactly
But,
we end session.
So we end